This is Nebraska Farmcast, a production of the Center for Agricultural Profitability in the Department of Agricultural Economics at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln. I'm Ryan Evans. With the number of Americans over the age of 65 expected to grow significantly in the next 10 years, demand for personal care workers is expected to rise quickly as well. To help address this expected boom in an industry with high turnover and a shortage of workers, the Nebraska Cooperative Development Center here at UNL, in partnership with the Northwest Cooperative Development Center in Washington State, has developed a new Homecare Worker Cooperative Academy. The 6-week program is designed to take caregivers through the cooperative development process. And to tell us more about it, I am joined by Cindy Houlden, Cooperative Development Specialist with the Nebraska Cooperative Development Center. Thank you so much, Cindy, for taking the time to join me again.
Happy to do it, Ryan. How are you?
Great, thank you. And you have a new article that we've published on our website, cap.unl.edu, and you can find it on the Nebraska Cooperative Development Center site as well, ncdc.unl.edu, where you write about this new Homecare Worker Cooperative Academy. So first, are cooperatives a new concept for home care workers?
They are not, actually. Actually, it's a fairly common type of cooperative for people who work at home. Worker cooperatives, of course, are cooperatives that are owned and operated by the employees of the business. And home care cooperatives are one of the types of worker cooperatives that we see throughout the United States. Other models include daycare work providers, home cleaners. So home care givers are just simply another type of worker that can own and operate a business. And so, but this concept is brand new to Nebraska. We have been talking about how we could form a worker cooperative in Nebraska. And with the recent closures of care facilities across Nebraska, we've noticed that there isn't places for the residents to go, nor places for the employees to work. We reached out to some friends of ours in Washington State last summer, started talking about how we could reach out and provide education on how these providers could form their own business to provide home care with it in the homes of former care center residents or those of us who are aging in the population. I know I'm a lot older than you, but that day gets closer and closer.
You mentioned that this is brand new to Nebraska. So I'm just curious if there's more that you saw out there in terms of the need for home care worker cooperatives here in the state and partnering with this group in Washington State. If what is the need out there right now that makes it a good time to produce this program?
Well, we know, we just see it in the news reports. If you've been paying attention with COVID, hospitals don't have some place to send people to rehab. There's just not enough places for people to go. And so the impetus of this project, we actually applied for a USDA socially disadvantaged grant to allow us to do research, to measure the need, and then pilot gauge interest of the workers to form these cooperatives, as well as of former residents or people like me that are still in their homes to engage with these cooperatives. It's simply a business model that has had a lot of success. We feel that it's another way. I'm going to quote a news story that I saw in December from a care worker in a facility near to where I live. And the comment was made, every time the facility sells, we wonder if we're going to have a job or not. That resonates with us because as an employee, you really are in a vulnerable position. If your employer sells or closes, you no longer have a job. In a home care cooperative, the workers are the owners. They make the business decisions. They decide how they want to engage and who they want to engage with. They share in the profit. So they're now no longer, for lack of a better word, depending upon someone else to provide them a job. They're providing their own job and operating a business, and it gives them some control. It empowers them. It helps them grow basically their economic wealth, the personal wealth. And we feel this is the right time in this industry to say, hey, here's another model. If you want to go work for an agency, awesome. But if you would like to be your own boss, here's a way you can do it with a group of your fellow colleagues or friends.
Mm-hmm. Great. And do you have an idea of what the labor market is like right now, or maybe the outlook ahead for it for caregivers here in the U.S.?
The labor market's tight for every job, but especially with in the home care industry. Statistics show that between 2010 and 2030, personal care workers will be the fastest growing job in this country, basically because we're all getting older. By 2030, the number of Americans over age 65 is predicted to be 73 million. And for the first time in history, people over 65 will outnumber children under the age of 5. So this population that needs the service is growing. By 2030, I hate to admit it, I'll actually be approaching, I won't be quite there, but I'll be approaching that number in age. And so we're meeting there. Currently, there are 3 million direct care workers in the United States. It's estimated that by 2030, which, by the way, is 8 years from now, we will need approximately 5 million.
Wow.
Low wages and few benefits have made it very difficult to recruit individuals into this industry. And so there's high turnover rates. The Home Care Worker Cooperative, because it's worker-owned, they can set wages, benefits, policies. Like I said, they share in the profit of their business. It's a worker empowerment, and not in a political way, but as an employee, you get to guide the way your business goes. You get to share in your business. You get to be a part of it. And there is, for most of us, some satisfaction that comes from that. Not only can I pay my bills, but I really can make a difference because fortunately, people in this industry are very compassionate. They care about others. They want to really make a difference. And this is a way to help them do that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, it sounds like there are lots of potential advantages for this cooperative model for home care workers. And with the program that you're piloting here, the Home Care Worker Cooperative Academy, can you explain what that will cover and what participants should expect from the program?
Sure. It's been divided into 6 sessions. So basically the first section is we call it making decisions in democracy in the workplace. Cooperative model, as we've discussed before, is democracy. One member, one vote. We all have the same amount of power. So we'll talk about how this process works, how you can create decision models, how you govern the business. There isn't a boss. There's bosses. But we have to work together to move forward. Session 2, we'll talk about running a business. Business plans, skills and expertise is needed to running a business. If you don't have those skills in your group, where do you find those skills? And basically some basic introductory to labor law and accounting. When you run a business, that's the way it is. We'll talk about show me the money as our statement, how to read financial statements, how to understand financial terms and systems, and then how you can finance your co-op. We'll talk about how to market your co-op, putting together a marketing plan and reaching out to others so that you can be successful. We talk about people management. Even though we're all owners, there has to be an accountability system here. We all have to do our job and do our work. We'll talk about some of the difficult conversations businesses have to have and how you can develop active listening skills. And then our final session, we'll talk about bringing democracy alive in the workplace, understanding your co-op and why this exciting model works, and kind of a celebration of bringing together everything we've learned. And once everyone's gone through the academy, of course, NCDC, as well as our friends at Washington State, are still available to help guide through the co-op development process.
Great. Well, it sounds like a great program to be getting off the ground here and a good time for it. And if you would like to read more about what we've been talking about here today in the Homecare Worker Cooperative Academy, again, would encourage you to visit the Nebraska Cooperative Development Center's website at ncdc.unl.edu. We also have a copy up on our website at the Center for Ag Profitability, cap.unl.edu. And Cindy, I just want to thank you again for your time on the podcast today. It's always great learning more about cooperatives and especially how the model can adapt to different industries. So thank you very much.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. And I might add in, if you go to our website and if you look under areas of focus, I have a webpage up on this cooperative. We are doing a Q&A in February. So if you'd just like to pop in and learn more before you decide to commit to the academy, we'd love to visit with you. We're looking February 16th or 17th, about an hour. Just register, join us by Zoom, and we can just answer some questions.
Perfect. Again, that site is ncdc.unl.edu. And I've been talking with Cindy Houlden, Cooperative Development Specialist there with the Nebraska Cooperative Development Center. So Cindy, thanks again so much.
Thanks, Ryan. Have a great day.
You too. Nebraska Farmcast is a production of the Center for Agricultural Profitability at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln. For the latest research-based information and education resources to manage your farm or ranch operation, visit our website at cap.unl.edu. That's cap.unl.edu.